All right, everybody. Today we are talking about how to let go of outcomes without losing motivation. Let me ask you guys something. Have you ever been told to let go of the outcome or the expectation of something that you want to happen? But the moment you try to do that, you either start caring less, lose your drive, or you just don't even know what that actually means. Because I've seen this happen a lot. People hear this advice in personal development, in meditation, in coaching, and it usually creates two problems. Either they become passive, they're not really focused on it anymore, and they're like, yeah, whatever. If it happens, great. Or they stay exactly the same, but now feel guilty for being attached. So it's this cycle of constantly repeating back and forth, but it's only getting worse emotionally. So today, I want to break this down in a very real, practical way. This isn't theory, not philosophy, but something that you can actually use today, even on your way to work, if you're heading there right now. So here's the truth. Most people think about being attached to outcomes is what motivates them. But actually, it's doing the opposite. There is a hidden cost that almost nobody talks about. And that cost is this. You are constantly monitoring the result. You're checking, is this working? Am I getting closer? Did they respond yet? Is this going to happen for me? And that feels like effort, but it's not. It's actually draining the exact energy that you need to perform well. Let me give you a simple example. If you're constantly thinking about whether your boss approves of you, or whether you're getting promoted, or whether this opportunity is working, that mental loop is stealing attention. And stealing it from how you communicate, how you show up, and how you actually perform. So instead of being fully present, you're split in two. Half in the work and half in the expected result that you want. And that split is what creates stress, anxiety, and inconsistency. So what does letting go of outcomes actually mean? It does not mean caring less, being passive, or lowering your standards. It means this. You shift your focus from outcomes to inputs. Let's talk about both of these so we have a clear idea. Outcomes are things like getting the job, making more money, having someone like you, or things going the way you want them to go. But the problem is you don't fully control those. But what you do control is how you prepare, how you communicate, how consistent you are, and how you respond. A very powerful quote here that I live by is, my ability to respond is limitless. There's always ways to change how you respond. And that's how you can prepare better, communicate better, and be consistent. Is constantly thinking about that. These are inputs. And inputs are where your power actually is. So letting go of outcomes means you stop investing emotional energy into things you can't control, and you start investing fully into things you can. I like to break this down in the WH questions. So in letting go and surrender, the things that are important here is the two that are within our control, and that's what and why. I can ask you a question, any question, and like, what is it that you want right now? And you could think about it for a moment or two and say, yeah, I want this right now. Because desires are endless. And so I'd say, okay, great. Why do you want it? And you could tell me many different reasons. I could keep asking you why for quite a while too, getting one answer after another. So let's say you want a new car. Now I'd ask you, okay, great. Why do you want it? Well, I want to have a new car to help me travel to work easier. Okay, why? Why do you want it to be easier? Oh, because right now taking the bus is really bothersome. Okay, why? Oh, well, it takes a lot of time to get to the bus station, getting on the bus, and waiting for the bus also, and getting off the bus and walking from the bus to my work. Okay, why is that bothersome for you? And it would just go on and on. But all of this is coming from inside of you, nowhere else, but within you. So this stuff is in your control. But if I were to ask you right now, okay, great. So do you know exactly how you're going to buy that car? You could guess, maybe with my money from my work, and okay, when? And you could guess again. You could say, well, maybe it would take about a year, maybe 2, maybe longer. Okay, and I say, okay, who are you going to buy this car from? That's a much harder question. Probably say, I don't know. Okay, and do you know exactly how you're going to buy this car? Also, don't know, because all this stuff is outside of you. So if we want to really learn how to let go of the attachments, we have to stop investing in that emotional energy of things that we can't control. So looking at what the mind focuses on specifically, and realize that that is just a pattern that's repeating itself. And if we notice that it's a pattern, we can do something about it. So why are attachments limiting you in the first place? There's another layer to this that's even more important. When you're attached to a specific outcome, you actually become blind. You can't see what's going on exactly as it is, because now you only recognize success if it looks exactly how you imagined it. That's so important. I'm going to repeat it one more time. You only recognize success if it looks exactly how you imagined it. So if an opportunity shows up differently, you miss it. If feedback comes in, you resist it. If something better but unexpected appears, you ignore it. Why? Because your mind is locked onto, this is how it's supposed to happen. And anything outside of that feeling is wrong. So attachment doesn't just create stress, it reduces your awareness. So here's how to actually apply this. 1, track your inputs, not your outcomes. Instead of asking something like, did it work? Ask instead something more like, did I do the right actions today? Did you communicate clearly? Did you follow through? How about taking the right steps? That's measurable and also controllable. There's a really easy technique that I can teach you right now on how to do that. It's just having a to-do list. And if you're not really sure on how to make a to-do list, there's an easy way to do that, and it's called a mind dump. Just simply write on a piece of paper everything that you want to do, and then organize it in the ways that make sense to you. Humans, the best way to organize the things that we really want to do is realizing that there's only 2 most important things for us, and that is how we use our energy and how we use our time. So if you want to write down a list of things that you want to do, organize these based on 2 categories. One is called priority, and the other one is urgency. Priority is based on your energy, how you want to use it right now, and urgency is based on time. Is it something that needs to get done immediately, or can it be put off? If you can put priority and urgency next to a thing on your to-do list, your mind will immediately say, this is what needs to get done, and it needs to get done now. Okay, but if it only has priority attached to it, it means it needs to get done, but it doesn't need to get done now. And if it's only urgent, well, that's actually a whole different thing. It makes it so that you can choose to do it, or you can ask someone else to do it because it needs to get done, but it's not necessarily important for you to do it. So there's a very big difference between these 3. And if you organize this very quickly, probably will take you about 5-10 minutes to do that activity. Immediately, you are now doing what is required for you to be measurable and controllable. So you're taking the right actions. So stop checking results daily. Most outcomes take time, but people check them constantly. And that's what creates anxiety for no reason. And we want to be the ones that are in control of our mind instead of our mind being in control of us. So in order to do that, focus daily on your actions, the things that are in your control. And then later, reflect on the results. You can do this weekly or monthly. Kind of similar if you have stocks or investments. If you're the type of person that checks those daily, you probably would check those for a brief moment of time, unless you're investing more today. But most people who have investments, they don't check them every day. They check them once every so often. So kind of get into that rhythm with your own actions. It's also important to not constantly look for the results. So stay open on how things happen, okay? You can have a goal, but don't lock into one path because life doesn't work that way. Sometimes the things you want comes just not how you expected. And if you get too strict about what you want, you'll miss it entirely. Okay, so this is the most important part that I want you to do. I want you to actually do this, okay? Especially if you're driving, commuting, walking, or just listening passively while you're washing your dishes. I know you guys, okay? The thing that we want to do here is just to put in an input reset exercise. Okay, I want you to think about one thing in your life right now where you feel stress or pressure. Maybe it's your work, your boss, your money, your family, your spouse. Okay, you got one? Now ask yourself, well, what is the outcome I am attached to right now? Be honest. Then shift the question. What are 3 actions I can control today that moves me forward? Just 3. Simple, clear, actionable. Okay, think about it. Think of the first action. What can I do? Okay, maybe you have your second one. What can I do? And your third. What can I do? Keep these in mind. And for the rest of the day, don't think about the outcome again. Only focus on executing those 3 things well. You can write them down. You can keep them in your phone. Just keep in mind those 3 things. That's it. And that's how you practice letting go. This is something that you'll need to practice on a regular basis because your mind will want to go back. It's so used to doing it. It likes to check. It likes to worry. It likes to control. Typical mindset stuff. But every time you catch it, just bring it back to, what can I actually do right now? That's where your power is. If you want to go deeper into these kind of things and actually build this into your daily life, I've put together a full system with tools, lessons, and structure. You can check it out here at the website startnow.I, as in ice cream, achievetoday.com/well, that's WELL, number 1 and number 8. It's a full personal development library I've designed to help you improve your mindset, habits, and overall well-being. There are over 600 courses in there that can help you improve yourself. And right now, because the podcast is restarting, you can get access for it for about 450 Taiwanese dollars a month for a limited time. And I'm doing this episode to help you. If you want to help me, you can just share this with someone who needs it. That's how this event will start to grow, and we can help other people expand. This is just the beginning. and we'll go deeper from here. And I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. If you really enjoyed it, then if you can be one of the very few people who can give us a 5-star review and even tell us about what you liked about the podcast, that would be great if you could do that in the place where you're listening. 谢谢大家。如果你真的很喜欢今天的 podcast 的话，请你们给我们5颗星，这个会让更多人越来越了解台湾要给什么的资料，让他们的生活越来越顺利。感谢。